This is All India Radio. Please stand by for our next program.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. The Times of India, in its editorial title, End Piecemeal Era, says the NDA cabinet on Wednesday announced that it will liberalize foreign direct investment rules in a handful of sectors. It's a positive development, particularly as one of the areas where 100% FDI will be allowed is coal mining. FDI restriction in coal mining has for long been emblematic of vested interests and warped thinking. Consequently, long after 100% FDI was allowed in exploration and production in petroleum sector, coal remained a no-go area for foreign investment. Coherence, however, is largely missing from the overall approach to economic policy at both centre and states. Discredited ideas drive economic policy, making us very good at the one step forward, two steps back routine. While some obstacles to investment are removed, new ones are added. To illustrate, government is reported to be working to bring hygiene products such as sanitary pads within the universe of healthcare items where prices are controlled. It seems to have escaped the notice of governments in India that prosperous countries use markets and competition rather than price controls to ensure consumers get quality products at reasonable prices. Price controls are not the only dampener to investment. The Delhi government recently unveiled another favorite tool, taking recourse to bizarre and whimsical regulations that make doing business difficult and expand the Inspector Raj. These will now require hotels and restaurants to destroy any alcohol lying with them for more than 8 days. The underlying approach of governments is that they are economically all-seeing and omniscient, while all other economic actors are untrustworthy. Therefore, it is no surprise that in relative terms, India's performance in foreign investment has deteriorated over time. In 2007-8, foreign investment as a proportion of GDP was around 5%. At present, it fluctuates between 2.2% to 2.4%. The Economic Times, in its editorial title, Free Supply, a Cause of Acute Water Stress, writes, the UN-designated World Water Week is an occasion to focus attention on pressing water-related policy challenges today. The Niti Aayog's latest Composite Water Management Index reiterates flagrant inefficiency in water usage nationally. The report highlights the fact that thoroughly suboptimal cropping patterns across regions is the root cause of rising water stress, including rapid depletion of groundwater levels. The political executive needs to put in place forward-looking norms to better manage our water resources. Sustainability needs to be watchword. Groundwater provides nearly two-thirds of irrigation needs and meets 80% of India's drinking water requirements, even as over half the groundwater wells reveal fast-falling water tables. What's alarming is that the vast bulk of water used in paddy irrigation in Punjab is drawn from groundwater sources. In drier Maharashtra, a water-guzzling crop like sugarcane is intensively grown, even as parts of the state face a severe water crisis. An estimated 30% of the land nationwide is either degraded or faces desertification, largely due to poor water management and loss of vegetation cover. The Hindu, in its editorial title, Law and Opinion, says the Supreme Court's decision to form a 5-member constitution bench to examine the validity of the abrogation of the special status given to Jammu and Kashmir puts an end to apprehensions that its response to the centre's legal measures since August 5 will only be one of quiet acquiescence. The court appeared reluctant to intervene in the immediate aftermath of the decisions when the restrictions imposed on political activity, communications and movement of the people were challenged. Instead, it chose to give enough time to the centre to stabilize the situation. It seemed to afford wide latitude to the executive to decide the extent to which fundamental rights, including the freedom of the media, would be restricted in the name of achieving greater integration of Jammu and Kashmir with India and preparing for its development. In some habeas corpus matters, the court is yet to examine the legality of the detention of the persons concerned. True relief in such cases lies in ascertaining the whereabouts of a detainee and determining the lawfulness of the detention, but in a couple of matters, the court has only allowed the petitioners to travel to Kashmir and meet the detainees. Lawyers and activists have begun drawing parallels with the court's infamous approbation of the suspension of the writ of habeas corpus during the emergency in the ADM Jabalpur case. The Asian Age, in its editorial title, Amazon Fires Likely to Burn the Environment, writes, over 70,000 fires are burning in the Amazon rainforest of South America. Such a calamity will not go on without a cataclysmic effect on the environment and globally too, as the Amazon forest represents about 20% of the world's forest resources and occupy 4% of the world land mass. The cause for many of the fires in Brazil is the administration of Jair Bolsonaro, dubbed the Trump of the tropics. Many are man-made, as Mr. Bolsonaro's policies have encouraged the stripping of the rainforest for agriculture and mining, the denuding a deliberate ploy to serve business interests which may have been at liberty to set off fires. The efforts to put out the fires are being reluctantly made as Brazil's president tried to turn his personal battle with French President Emmanuel Macron, who hosted the G7 summit, into one of nationalism, using clever rhetoric over sovereignty when the world's leaders are just pointing out the danger to the global environment.